Hi you guys, Ginger Cook here. Our acrylic painting tutorial lineup for September and October is phenomenal. And we're going to show you tonight the paintings that you can look forward to doing, the tutorials, a preview of the tutorials that we're going to be presenting on YouTube and in our Academy of Fine Art and Acrylic Painting. We're going to go back and forth. I'm going to show you that. This is also part of a premiere we're doing because John and I will be in China when this airs. So I hope you really enjoy it. I want to hear your feedback on what you think of the new lessons coming up. I think that we've got a lineup that YouTube, some of the best paintings we've ever done for YouTube and the Academy. This has been a labor of love. The first one I want to bring your attention to is going to be the release for the first week in September for our Academy of Fine Art and Acrylic Painting. And I know a lot of you have been waiting for this. It's an 18 by 24. It's an original piece by me. It's the violin with a letter and an inkwell and books, and it goes into our book collection. And I think this is really, really what we call one of our ultimate lessons. It's probably the largest we film at this point, and I think it's like a 6 or 7 hour lesson. It's really amazing. And I think you're going to love it. Now, for the following week, okay, and this is what's kind of neat, because if you've got to imagine, when last month, 1st of August, John and I, sat down and did a whole schedule for the next 3 months. And so all of these paintings were done in less than 30 days. It's that extraordinary, really, when you think about it. So here's, and these tutorials were all created. So there's our violin. Now, one of the things that I've loved that we've had such great success with on YouTube are glass jars. And I absolutely love this glass vase. It's called the Pansy. And again, it's got this sort of muted background, some different kinds of flowers. It's inspired by one of our old dead artists, and we'll tell you a little bit about that artist at the time we paint it. I think it's charming. I hope you think it's charming. And it's on a little 8 by 10 canvas. Again, this will be a premiere the following Monday night. If I had the calendar, I'd give you the date on that. What's that date, John?
May 2nd. I mean,
September 2nd. Okay, so this will be the YouTube live premiere, and I hope we will see you there for that. And then for our Art Academy, in September, we also have our Wave and Water Masterclass. And this will be the release for the Wave and Water Masterclass for September. And as you can see, it's again inspired by one of our old dead artists, and it's Venice, and a totally different way to paint that. So we have 2 different types of tutorials on our Art Academy. We have the Wave and Water Masterclass, which is all different kinds about painting water, and then we have our regular video lesson library, which has a variety of subjects. And for our video lesson library members, we have the Holland shoes, the Dutch shoes, and the barrel of flowers. And this is what we call a beginner lesson, or a one cookie introductory lesson to acrylic painting. This is really, really fun, and it was inspired by the trip John and I took to Holland earlier this spring. And I think 8 by 10, because remember, in our Art Academy, as on YouTube, there's varying degrees of difficulty in the lessons. We try to keep the most beginner lessons on YouTube, even though some of them may seem large and difficult. I promise you, they're very simple when I explain them. And we also have the beginner lessons in our Art Academy clear up to the ultimate lessons. So then the following week on YouTube, I know fall's coming, and some of you have been asking.
You need the VLL from that week.
That was the VLL.
No.
The Holland shoes was the VLL, John. This was the VLL for that week, Holland shoes.
Okay.
Okay, John got a little confused. Yeah, that's the Holland shoes.
Yep.
For the week of
September 1st.
September 1st, all right? That's for the video lesson library. Yeah. I'm telling you what, you can't imagine the work it took to create these videos and all these paintings. Now, the following Monday on YouTube, which would be the 9th, we're going to be creating this wonderful fall scene, New England scene of this river and trees. And again, this is on 8 by 10 canvas, very, very basic to do, though it's a tremendously beautiful painting when you're finished. This will be a premiere. I hope you'll join us. And John and I will be chatting right along with you, even though we'll be in China. I think we'll be in Japan then. At the time we premiere this, we'll be in Japan, somewhere. And we'll be overseas, but we'll be chatting with you. Even if it's way early in the morning or whatever, we'll hang in there with you, hang out with us. So there's a fall scene there, but then we thought our video lesson library members might really enjoy Palm Beach. So for those of you who aren't going into fall, you know, we are a global company. A lot of you are in Australia or places where your summer's just starting. We think this wonderful little street scene of Palm Beach might be a wonderful painting to do. So that's going to be in our video lesson library. Excited about that. So I think you will be too. This is cool, isn't it? Now, back to fall on YouTube. Okay, now again, we're going back to one of our old dead artists. He's an American. He was French, but you never heard of him. But he won the lottery, and he ended up being able to paint full time, and he hung out. He was best friends with Cezanne and Pissarro, and he went to art school with them. And he had a regular job and kind of painted on the sign, and then he won the lottery. We'll tell you all about it in this video about winning the lottery. It's kind of my lottery winning painting. Perhaps that's be a good luck painting to do. This artist won the lottery. We're going to show you. It's a 12 by 12 canvas for the following week, and that would be, what's the date on that, John?
16th.
The 16th of September. That's what's coming up on YouTube. Well, we didn't want our Academy members to feel left out, you know, with fall, so we've created a fall painting for you guys, and I think this one is called Outside of wow. No, this is where Monet lived. Now I can't. Now you keep saying it wrong, and now I'm saying it wrong. But this is another. This was an old dead French artist who painted this, and I love it. And if you guys remember the Swedish artist we did on YouTube, remember her, the artist that we showed you that did that wonderful little meadow. I think this painting goes really well with that. And again, this is an intermediate lesson, not very difficult. And I think that for our Academy members, this is one that you're going to really enjoy doing. And you could do it larger. For the Erics and Andrews out there that would like to make this bigger, it would be stunning. And we know your time's valuable. You don't always have a lot of time to paint. Sometimes we keep the paintings small, and sometimes we make them really big. But in any event, this, I think, is going to be one of your new all-time fall favorites. So moving along, on YouTube, the following week, which would be September 23rd, we have a Renoir Gladiolas. And he had some other stuff in there, and we simplified it. And I'll tell you about that. So we have gladiolas and lemons. This is a 9 by 12. I think this is really pretty. It has sort of a fall feeling. It's just not really summery to me. So I think that that's a painting that you guys on YouTube will love. It'll be a premiere. Again, John and I will be probably in Alaska when this airs, and we will be looking at fall colors. And again, chatting along live with you in the chat. So don't miss that, and be sure. And incidentally, this whirlwind tour we're doing, where we're taking photographs and doing videos of our trip, be sure you've signed up for our newsletter on our website, so that because we're going to be posting videos of the trip in our newsletter and on our Facebook page. So you want to do that. Now, our Academy members have been waiting all the month for this one. This is, you got to back out on this here, John. This is Trickster, the card dog. And he was, if you guys remember, this doggy here, which we did on YouTube. This is one of our old dead artists that's from in England, English artist, and we did this one on YouTube right before we left as a live show. And Trickster is part of the family of dogs this artist originally created. It's an 18 by 24. Wonderful reason to join the Academy. Someone's going to say, well, can I just paint that? Well, the wonderful thing about the Academy is that every week it gets to be a better deal because we just keep piling up the paintings, and there's more paintings in there and tutorials than you could ever do. But not everybody wants to paint dogs, and not everybody wants to paint lemons or flowers or landscapes. So we have a variety of skill levels from very basic, never painted before, to these more advanced lessons. And Trickster's a more advanced lesson. He's what we call an ultimate lesson. But I think this is one that will be in my permanent collection, of my art collection at home. Love him. Think you will too. So that's Trickster. Now, I know that sometimes it gets to be very hectic in the fall. There's a lot of stuff to do. There's holidays coming up. Sometimes you just need to sit back and smell the roses kind of thing. And this is what I would call a meditation piece. This is a 12 by 12. This will be on YouTube. What date?
Maybe the 30th, last day of the month.
The last day of the month. And a lot of people might be doing Halloween. We're just thinking maybe you want to meditate a little bit and kind of sit back and relax. This will have a full traceable on it. It'll be available so you can trace this on, so don't panic if you think this is hard. The canvas is painted black first. I think you're going to really like this one to do. It's really the original photograph we took this from apparently was, I haven't seen any other artist paint this, but this photograph, even though it was in public domain, is spas and soap people have been running ads on the original photograph forever. It's a kind of a neat painting, I think, and it's a great one on using kind of light pastel colors and simple to get something very simple to get a very dramatic effect. So in that context, one of the things that I've noticed when we talk about painting is that the thing a lot of artists have great difficulty with is painting rocks. And I mean, there's a lot of different ways to paint rocks. You can do them with a palette knife, or you can do them with a sponge. In this painting, if John can zoom in on this, look at the detail on this painting. In this painting, I show you how to kind of chop off a brush, maybe cut it a little bit, and this is lots of little layers of doing like this to get this effect of these rocks. And this is a kind of a gotta know how to do thing. If you're going to do landscapes, understanding different ways to paint rocks is so important. And we're releasing this not just with our in our video lesson library, but this will also be available in our Wave and Water Masterclass. So that's coming up. And what's the date on that one?
That would be October 3rd.
October 3rd. Okay, so that's October 3rd. And I mean, can you imagine the paintings that come together to do this? I mean, October 3rd. So that's, I just want to show you one thing. Let me move this out of the way. We have gone through sheets and sheets and sheets of paints to make all these possible. So for those of you who are watching our premieres and, we appreciate the fact that you want to thank you in advance because I know a lot of you make wonderful donations during our premieres and help other artists become Academy members, sponsor others. And remember, Academy makes great Christmas presents too. So think about that. So that's this was called Frank's Falls, and it's really great painting for our Wave and Water Masterclass as well as our VLL. Now, some of you may be sick of fall. We come back to YouTube, and I've been very fond of these 12 by 12 canvases for YouTube, and this was called Single White Flower, kind of like Single White Female. I don't know. I just thought this was pretty. Again, we have a traceable for you to just trace this on. Or do we? I think I show you just how to. No, we don't. Well, you get to learn how to draw this on. I'm going to show you. I show you an easy way to draw this on. You're going to want to own phthalo green to make this painting. That would be a color you would be sure to want to have. And again, a 12 by 12 canvas. So if you're thinking about your next canvas order, we've got a few of those on YouTube right now, the 12 by 12s, which can be very effective. So I think you're going to love that. And one of the other things that we've had in our Art Academy that I've noticed people have is simplifying a landscape. So in keeping with the rock painting we did, trying to keep the tutorial simple, this is coming back to more of a introductory lesson on lights and darks in trees. And you can see this kind of desert landscape and the way that this wood all twists, this old tree, a couple of rocks, and a landscape. And this, again, desert tree. This is very simple. Great lesson on tutorial, step by step, on how to create atmospheric perspective and get detail in your foreground. And finally, it was said we should be, when you're painting this, John and I should be in doing the New England fall colors by this time, right?
Oh, yeah.
We should be there. When we're doing this one on YouTube, aren't we in, what was the date of this one, John?
That's the single white flower daisy. That's, we're over in New Jersey.
We're in New Jersey. But so when we did the Lotus Flower, we were in Hawaii. Okay? The Lotus Flower is in Hawaii. This is New Jersey. And so again, we're up in Canada when we're doing this one. And our final two paintings that we have, the final two tutorials, here is our YouTube in honor of our trip to Japan. This is called Japanese Bridge. It's a little 8 by 10 canvas, could be done larger. It goes with a pile of garden paintings. We have probably 20 garden paintings in our Academy website that all go with this picture. And it's sort of an introduction to you guys on how you might, you look at some of our Academy paintings and some of them look real difficult. They're really not. We're going to show you how to do this, how to do the right light rays on the bridge. This is a way cool picture. And finally, for our Academy members who might just be wanting to, sail away to some warmer climates, this is Polly, the Caribbean parrot. He's the pirate parrot from the Caribbean. This is Polly. Again, this was an intermediate lesson. She's got, we have a nice little traceable there. You can trace her on, show you how to do all these colors. We think she's adorable. We've got another parrot in the Academy that we even painted on one of the suitcases. Absolutely terrific painting. And again, this, if you wanted to do her larger, she could be spectacular, and maybe you're just longing for a vacation, and she's sort of our vacation parrot. Now, we will be back middle of October. So when was the date on this one, John, for the week of?
It's the week of the 13th.
The 13th. So then we will be back on the following week, which is the 21st. It's a Monday. We will be back for a live show. And and you're just going to have to be surprised because I'm not sure what we're painting then. Something pretty terrific, though, I can assure you. Ha! And we'll be live. And then we'll start into our, get into more of our holiday season and more of our winter paintings. So if you think that you might find that you want to just start playing with paintings and really get into the art of it, think of all these marvelous paintings that are just coming up in the future in the Academy and on YouTube. And imagine getting all this done in just a very short period of time. You wonder if John and I ever sleep. And I think you're going to find that we don't sleep, and you may not either. I mean, I just want you to see good gravy, Ginger. Surely you didn't paint all these. We certainly did. And we painted them all so that when we travel, the personal art coaching is still on. Our Academy members still send me in their artwork from either an original piece, an Academy piece, a YouTube piece, get personal help from me, even when I'm traveling. Here's our pansy coming up, and I guess I could just feel like piling all these on here, saying we're finishing off with Trickster, our dog. You guys, how cool is this? So again, love to hear back from you if you like our previews. We've only tried this once before where we kind of gave you an idea about what you can expect in the next few weeks from us as far as acrylic tutorials. I hope you enjoyed it. And John and I want to thank you for being our YouTube fans, and I hope you are following us each week. And let us know what you think about these paintings and what ones you think might be your favorite. I'd love to hear your comments, what you're looking forward to painting.
Thanks, everyone. Say goodbye.
Bye, you guys. Thanks so much. See you at the premieres.